Welcome back once again, friends. We have been looking at turtle graphics. All along, we have been looking at how you can make the turtle move, how you can make it draw different kind of things, fill different kind of colors, and basically draw interesting stuff, right? Now, in this video, we're going to change the focus a little bit. Instead of talking of the turtle itself, we are going to in fact talk about the screen or say the canvas on which the turtle has been drawing stuff. So there are a few methods I want to just communicate to you, which you can use in your own projects to make them more interesting. Now, before I go there, however, I want to give you an analogy. Remember, in Scratch, we had the sprites, which I've told you is much like the turtle, but we also had backdrops, right? So backdrops had filled up this entire stage. So, for example, we could choose a backdrop, we could paint a backdrop, and so on. So here, what we're talking about is really analogous to the backdrops in Scratch, right? So we are not talking so much about the turtle itself, but we are going to talk about the this screen on which turtle draws. Right now, it turns out that for us to be able to do anything on that screen, we must first create a kind of ID for this screen, right? So the way I do that is using this method called a t.getscreen. Right now, what I'm going to do is that is I create a turtle. I immediately create a method called just call it ts is equal to say t dot get screen. Now, once again, please remember to put the two uh, brackets out there, and you can see right here, right? It's turned the turtle screen object that I was drawing on. So the turtle screen methods can be called for that object. So what we are really doing, really in simple words, is that we are finding out kind of a name for the screen on which the turtle is drawing, right? So if I did this, now I've got a name here, ts, which is basically the screen on which the turtle draws. Now I can do a bunch of things. For example, one method that I can use is this thing called ts.bgcolor. Now this is going to set the color of the turtle screen. Right? Set the return set the color of the turtle screen. Right? And like I said earlier, we do not need to remember any color. In fact, we can use, for example, we had used dark khaki earlier, right? So let's just try that dark khaki. If I did that, notice what will happen in this drawing itself. My turtle will have a screen which looks different. I could try some other color. I can go in here. Let's just try something maybe, maybe let's say a little bit darker or something. Say I can try, okay, not so down. Perhaps I can try something like maybe, let's say this sienna, right? Let's just try this sienna, see how it looks like. So if I go and say set color to SIENNA, if I run this, let me see what happens here. I get a different color, a much different color. But notice the entire canvas has been made, made to that color. Right now, another method which is somewhat useful is that I can set the size of the screen. So I can go and say ts.screensize. I can maybe so let's just do this another way, right? So if I come in here and I go to the console and I ask it to tell me let E and here, right? So notice it says 400, 300, which means it's 400 wide on the X side, 300 on the Y side, but I can make it a little bit bigger. I can even go and say I can do it, maybe I can just do it from the console. So I can say maybe 2000 and say, 3000. Let's just say that, right? It allows me to do that. Notice what has happened now is that my screen is actually much bigger and square is occupying a very small portion. In fact, I'm able to scroll to these portions. Right now, if the drawing is very large, you might want to do it to just increase the size so that you can draw it nicely. But remember, you'll have to scroll these things. It may be unruly as well, right? So I'm just going to set it back to whatever it was earlier. But my point of telling you this was to just tell you that such method exists and you can indeed control the screen size. For more details, like I said, you can always refer to the library of functions that we have. In over here, the screen control is a separate set of methods. For example, yeah, methods of technical. So we just saw background color. You can also use some picture to appear there. We looked at the screen size, and we can also in fact set the coordinates. But I'm not very sure why. What would be a strong use case to do any of this to change the coordinates, because the original coordinates are just quite fine for us, right? But anyway, it's good to know that such things exist and they can be done. I hope you found this useful. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye bye.